Saturday. We'll see if I can get this thing aligned here. There we go. That's better now. More in the center. Okay. All right. So let's see if North Shore is the reigning champion. Let's see who's the 5x5 champ today. And crap, I can see me before you guys are even coming in here. Let's see. Oops, Robert gets in there. All right. We are chasing. Well, yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't even look like Jacob's in here yet. So good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you all had a productive weekend so far. It turned out to be an indoor day for us because it pretty much rained all day here in East Tennessee, so which is fine because I had to put another shelf in my pantry because with all this freaking canning, I ran out of room, so I had to build another shelf today. So figured that was waiting until we got a rainy day when I couldn't work outside, so hence that was the deal. And let's see, what else did I get done? Let's see, last night I bottled up 10 liters of wine, so that's all done. So more stuff to go in the prep pantry for either A, personal use, or B, if it comes around, barter. Like Mrs. P said, you need to have about 50 bottles of that if you want to barter. So I got more to make, but no big deal. So we just keep making it. And I've got a next step is the Applejack is ready to start going through the freeze distilling. So I will make up probably about 3/5 of that stuff and get all that done. So yeah, that's been my latest prepping stuff there is booze. Go figure. Okay, so we will kind of get into what's going on. If you all caught this stuff going on down in Texas with, I guess, Haitians coming across the border like crazy down in Del Rio. Was there something, 12,000, 15,000 of them living under a bridge right now? You know, Biden's mess. You know, he can clean this up, but you know, so all of a sudden, I mean, I love the talking out of both sides of your mouth. Oh, the U.S. is open borders. Welcome to the U.S. And yes, we're putting you on planes and sending you back to Haiti. Okay, you know, Biden doesn't know which shoe goes on which foot. You know, he certainly can't figure out how to deal with anything like that. But yeah, so that was some of the craziness there. Don't know if you all got a chance to see the video I put up about 4 hours ago over on Pinball Prepping about what happened today in Australia. It's actually kind of interesting. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance to go check that out. In case you all don't know, I do have a backup channel. We got Pinball Preparedness here, and then Pinball Prepping is also here on YouTube. And with me having 2 strikes on this channel, that one gets a little bit more of the controversial stuff that I'm worried about getting a 3rd strike, so it doesn't necessarily go on this one. So if you're wondering why sometimes the topics here aren't quite as interesting as I normally put out there, those videos are over there for the time being because I've got till October 10th till one of the strikes drops off this channel. So, and I don't, you know, next strike of this channel's gone. So that's it. So yeah, so that one is over there. And there is a very, very, very important video going up on prep that I've already recorded. I recorded just before we started here. That's up on prepping for the morning. There's one here on this channel, and then there's a controversial one that I don't know how it'll last, but that one you're going to need to watch on prepping. That one scared the shit out of me when I saw this information that came out today. But I'll leave that for you guys to do it because otherwise I'll go on for 20 minutes talking about that, and that's not what tonight is about. So, Okie Forge, yes, I still do have Revenge of Pinball channel. I just don't put anything up there. That's the backup to the backup. So just in case this one winds up disappearing and I got a strike on that one, I wanted to get Revenge of Pinball up just so we had a place to do these live streams because you got to have 1,000 subscribers before you can do a live stream. So that one's just kind of sitting there in limbo waiting. I don't post anything over there. Don't have to worry about that one, but it's still there. If this channel ever disappears, prepping becomes number 1 and Revenge becomes number 2. But right now, Revenge is number 3, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I think there's 4,000 of you guys subscribed over there, so we're good. So we'll never have to worry about missing a live stream. You guys may have to chase me around the internet a little bit, but I'll be somewhere on Tuesdays and Saturdays, no worries, unless I'm in a hospital somewhere or I tell you ahead of time that I'm not coming. So, but I don't think, what have I missed? One, and that was when we were on business in South Carolina. I think that's the only time I've ever missed a live stream. The Tuesday that I almost forgot, and you guys caught me about a half an hour later and reminded me, but that was it. So, okay. So that was that. So, greetings to everybody, but greetings to the moderators. Lucky Names here, North Shore's here, S.R. Roberts here. I don't know if Jacob made it with us tonight. I don't see him as of yet, so who knows what's going on. North of the 52nd, thank you for the super chat. Yes, that will. So you say, see you October 16th. Okay, so you reminded me something I wanted to bring up. And I don't know how many of you guys are in here coming to the live stream. Or coming to the live stream. You can tell it's late. Coming to the meetup on the 16th. And we'll just take a quick poll here and see if you guys want me to do it. I can get t-shirts made up for that. I think they'll cost me $10 a piece. So I mean, obviously I'm going to have to recoup that. So it'd be $10 to get the t-shirts back. Would you guys be interested in me getting a t-shirt printed up as memorabilia for that? Or is that just, don't need it? Because I mean, I don't want to go buy 100 t-shirts at $10 a piece, spend $1,000 and nobody wants them. So, put 1 in the chat if you think it's a good idea, 2 if you think it's a bad idea, and we'll go there. If you guys think it's a good idea, then I will order a bunch of t-shirts, make something up. So I see 2 yeses. There's a 1. Let's see what we get. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1. Julie says 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Lori, I don't know yet. I still got to make it up. Brokeback Fearmonger, nope, sorry, that won't be happening. And I'll just take care of that one. Okay, looks like we got a bunch of 1s. Okay, I will. There's some 2s, there's some 1s. HJS video where he says sizes and be tough to cover. I figure I'll get, large is 2X, 2X, large X, 2X, kind of go from there or something like that. And I can't be buying smalls, mediums, larges, everything like that. I figure, okay, people, even the ladies don't mind a bigger t-shirt, wears a nightshirt or something like that. The guys, I'm sorry if we too small or too big or whatever it is, but they'll try to get, large X, 2X, maybe even 3X, but there's only so many. Only so many I can get. So, okay, so we're about, I'd say probably 75% said get it. So, okay, we'll see what happens. So, but that gives me an idea too on how many to get, because if we get 200 and some odd people, I don't need to get 200 and some odd t-shirts. I'll just kind of say maybe 100 t-shirts and we'll go from there. That way I don't have a pile of t-shirts sitting at home that I have nothing to do with. Okay, banana hammocks. No. No. You don't want to see me in one? I don't want to see you in one. We'll just leave that one out. Okay, so I brought that one up. All right, but greetings to everybody. And as we can tell on the moderators, guys, thank you for being here. Keep it clean. No shitty comments. If I catch a shitty comment and they don't, like I just did, I will kick that person out. That's not a problem, okay? You're not going to tell me to man up and go get the jab and stick around here, okay? I'm perfectly manned up all by myself. So, and it's probably one of the 3 thumbs down, but that's fine. I don't care. So, fine, give me a thumbs down. Okay. It helps in the algorithms anyway, so all you're doing, you feel better about that thumbs down, great. You just help me move up a little bit in the algos. No problem. So, okay. As per normal, live chats are about you guys. This is your chance to ask me questions, ask each other questions. If it's a question for me, please put it all in capital letters so I know it's directed at me. If you're having conversations amongst yourselves, which I'm perfectly happy about, Keep those in lowercase. That way I can tell if it's directed or me. It helps me get through the chat quicker. So we will kind of go from there. As per normal, like I said, keep it clean. Mods, if there's any channels that you want to promote, feel free to throw links up there. If I see the link and I know something about the channel, I mention them or whatever it would be. But we'll kind of go from there. I will start at the top, try to get through as many of these as I can. Like I said, guys, I'm always way behind on the chat because there's 850 of you guys and one of me. So if you don't hear your question answered, please put it in again. It might have disappeared when it went up to the top and I can't get back to it, or I just may not have got to it. If I see it a second time, I'll just skip it. Not a big deal. So, all right, let's see if we can kind of do a little bit more rapid fire today, unless we get into some interesting long-winded answers on something. Peter Schofield, do you put a balloon on top of your wine till it ferments? You can. There's a couple of ways to do it. If you want to put a little hole in the cap and put a balloon over it, that's fine. It'll just fill the balloon up, take the balloon off. The reason you're putting the balloon over the top, just so you all know, that gas has to escape somewhere, but you're putting the balloon over the top so bugs don't go down in it. Okay, that's the only reason for the balloon. You're just as fine just putting the cap on ever so loosely so the gases can escape down the side. I don't use the balloon. I just put the cap on loosely. Though I will say when Mrs. P and I did this, I forgot to loosen the caps, and all of a sudden we went upstairs and heard a thump about 4 hours later, and I went upstairs and all these plastic bottles now look like balloons, and one had got a round bottom and fell off the shelf. And I was like, oh crap, I forgot to uncap them. So we had to do all that. But yes, make sure you do that because all the gases have to escape. But that's the point of the balloon, is really to keep bugs out. You're just covering the hole somehow. Okay, more balloons. Midwest Mom, busy day today. Went grocery shopping for the next 2 weeks. Had to get a mortgage on the house and an arm and a leg. But we did it. It's okay. Yeah, groceries are getting crazy. I mean, I told you guys we bought the half side of beef, and Mrs. P and I went grocery shopping yesterday afternoon. I think we still wound up spending like $80, and that was just to buy milk, crackers, butter, cheese, stuff. I mean, it was like we didn't buy. I mean, let's put it this way: we didn't buy enough. It was one trip, bags in each hand, one trip from the car in the house, and that was it. It was still $80. Like, oh my god. Scarlet Brimstone, FDA voted 16-2 against the Pfizer booster. Yes, I saw that. That's a good thing. Of course, Biden's not liking it, and Fauci can't figure out what day it is because one day he's like yes, the next day he's like no. So, but again, that's why I'm saying watch the video on prepping in the morning, because it's the right topic, but it's not about Pfizer. Let's just put it that way. It's where I'm going in there because I'm trying to keep out of trouble. Gailey Kelly, Applejack recipe. Actually, there's a video on it. If you go and search on this channel through all my videos and just type in a search for Applejack, you'll find the recipe to make it. It's actually really easy. It's the same as wine at the beginning, and then to freeze distill it, there's that part of the deal. Just so you guys know, it takes about 4 liters of apple juice to make 1/5 of Applejack. So it's not like you're 1-to-1 like you are with wine. Okay, going down. Small family, small budget. Sorry, I'm late. Peter Schofield, I just answered the balloons question. Okay. Northern Ozark Homestead. Anyone else getting the beeps? Is that getting me strikes? I don't know what the beeps are, but Rooster Cogburn, proud moment. My 5, 7, and 9-year-old independently trying their life straws and helped pick 25 pounds of grapes. Sweet. There you go. Yeah, something else Mrs. P and I talked about. Hey, John Christopher, thank you for the super chat. And Mike, if you like my commentary, hey, that's you're gonna get plenty of it. But it's funny you mentioned picking 25 pounds of grapes. One of y'all had sent me a bag of muscadine seeds, southern grapes, if you will. And so Mrs. P and I were talking today as we were out and about doing stuff about building an arbor and everything like that. But she's going to tell me where, and then I'm going to build an arbor out of all that lumber I got last January. So that I've still got left. I told you I had a lot of that. So yeah, next year we'll be growing muscadines, and with a little luck, get enough that I can maybe make some muscadine wine, which that ought to be good. I've had non-alcoholic muscadine wine, and it's really good. And I like white wines, so. In Jesus' name we pray. How are you and Mrs. P? Tired today. It was a lot of stuff that we were doing in the house. So, but yes, doing quite well. Thank you. All right, Marie Howe wins. Didn't I miss a live stream when I paid off the house and went to celebrate? Yes, we did. Yes, I forgot about that one, but yes, we did. Yeah. Forgot about that. See, you guys got to keep me honest. 54 Cal bought 8 bottles of vodka, rum, and whiskey in Ohio today, smuggled back to Pennsylvania. Yeah, so you guys, that wasn't the point of that video that I made. It was just something that was interesting. I guess there's something like 40 or 50 different kinds of liquor that you're limited to buying 2 bottles of in Pennsylvania. Now, I've heard different stories. The most logical one says that the liquor companies the distilleries are low on some of the ingredients they need to make it. That one makes sense. I've also heard a story about some of the distilleries are having a glass shortage. That one doesn't make sense because how many bottles that you buy have anything to do with glass? Okay, I mean the store could care less if you buy 10 bottles or 2 bottles. They've already got them. So, the store is trying to sell as much as they can. That's how they do it. So my guess is more that they can't get the liquor, and so that's why they're limiting people. But that's my speculation. It's just I'm trying to use logic on that one. 222. Warna, Pinball. Constantine asked me to tell you hello, and he would not be here tonight. He wore himself out for 5 hours during his live stream. Yeah, I saw that. I came on into his live stream. We had just gotten home, and he had been going for like 3.5 hours at that point, and it looked like he was sitting in a cafe, and it was the point where he was trying to pay his bill, and he switched the camera around to focusing on some girl that was on the phone or something like that. And I'm like, okay, he's been going for 3.5 hours. He's paying the bill. I guess this thing's over and I'm late. I left. And then he said he was there for 5 hours. So, but that was when I went. It's like, okay, screw it. If he's done, I'm going to go work on the shelves. Okay. Bayou Dawn, what did I miss today? Still can't watch many videos yet. No internet still. The video on basically the big topic of today, one on this channel, one over on prepping, was Australia and a lot of things going on in Australia. The one today is also a lot of talk on what's going on in Canada. So we'll see what's going on. Hey, C-Max is here. There you go. There's a moderator we haven't seen from in a while. Okay. In Jesus' name we pray. I do not need another t-shirt. Okay. Bruce Larson, that hat makes me look all of 5'4". Yeah. Let me stand up. Okay. That's all the t-shirt comments. No banana hammock. Staying there. Oh, crap. That just shot me to the bottom. Back up we go. Let's see where I get to. C Stone, great question. How is it legal for Potato to restrict life-saving COVID treatments from red states? Great question. Okay. And, you read this, and this is the monoclonal treatment that, Biden was saying something like, was it Texas, Tennessee, Florida? I forget where it's Alabama, but it's basically all southern states were taking up too much of this monoclonal stuff, so he was going to give it to other states. He's the president of the United States, not the president of the blue states, okay? All of them. It shouldn't make a lick of difference to him whatsoever whether the treatment is going to somebody in Florida or the treatment's going to somebody in Massachusetts. It should not matter to him. But he's trying to politicize this, and this goes right back to his speech. He'll get the governors out of the way. No, you won't. Okay. And at least I saw DeSantis. DeSantis is like, screw it. We'll buy the stuff straight from the pharmaceutical companies and leave the federal government out. Biden is trying to divide this country, guys. It's not even hidden. He's just, if you live in a red state, you're second-class citizen to him. Okay. The guy's done everything to ask for a civil war, except for fire a shot. Okay, so how is it legal? I have no idea. But what are you going to do? Drive this one through the court system? How many people are going to die because they didn't get it? This is, on a list of impeachable offenses, this is another one. This is withholding medical treatment from people for political reasons. Tell me that is ethical. That's it. I'm sorry, but this guy has no morals, no ethics, no brains, no common sense. Duh. Corn Pop 2.0. Thoughts on leftists coming out and openly calling for a peaceful divorce of the U.S. I'll tell you what. If the left comes out and says they want it, it will take about 20 seconds for it to happen. Because the red states, for the most part, if you polled the public in South Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, North and South Dakota, Idaho, Montana, whatever it is, Wyoming, they'd all say, you know what? Get us the hell out. We're gone. If the Democrats would sign off on it, we'd be done by January 1st. So if they do come out and say it, holy crap, please, everybody, if we saw Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer come out and say, we think it's time to split this country up into left and right, write your congressman, write your senator, call them, burn up the freaking phone lines, forcing your senator, chase him down the sidewalk, I don't care, and say, you better vote for this. We want out. Sylvia Ferrara, can you give us the recipe to make wine, please? I did a video on it. It's called Dust on the Bottle. Take a look at that. Do a search for that. You can see step by step how to do it. Again, it's really easy. Overwatch, say buy silver now if you can. Okay, buy silver now if you can. $22.50 is cheap. This should be around support level. It might go down a little bit into the 22s, but into the lower 22s. It should not break below 22. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, but that is doing some technical analysis on it. That's where support is right now. Lorna, let's get rid of the emergency alert system and replace it with the pinball oh crap system. I'd never sleep. There are so many things that come out. I'm going, oh my God, this is something that would be important to talk about. And I'm going, but it's not really related to prepping and stuff like that. And so, I kind of try to keep the news that's important to you guys as a prepper. All right. There's a lot of stuff. Like this whole AUKUS deal where the Australians are buying nuclear subs from the US instead of buying them for France. Yeah, that's important news, but it really doesn't affect us. I don't think any of us have nuclear submarines in our preps, so we're not worried about the cost of them going up. But yeah, if it was the oh crap system, I might as well just go on a live stream for 24/7 and run for the rest of my life. Yeah, And as you said, Rena LaRue, what's my thoughts on AUKUS? Oh, there you go. It's important. It's not important as a prepper, but when China comes out and says if Australia is going to get nuclear submarines and that puts Australia on their nuclear target list, that's a little worrisome. Uh, but just the fact that you're even talking about something like that is scary. That hey, we're just going to talk about nuking somebody. It's not a threat or anything like that, but it's like, gee, now we might consider this. So don't really see how that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, it's, you do that, okay? You just destroy the entire Pacific Rim over there. And yeah, oh, by the way, you happen to be there too. Let's see. Treasure Seekers, did I see the image Autumn put up for a turkey in Florida? $106. No. I'm assuming that I don't know who the hell would be buying a Thanksgiving turkey in September, mid-September. But yeah, if turkeys are $106 this year, there's going to be a lot of people eating something different for Thanksgiving. But if I had a guess, either this is some special turkey or something, or it's a misprint on a price sticker. That does happen. But we'll see what turkeys are in about a month or so. And JM, thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. But yeah, you're right. They don't want to lose the resources in the red states. Except if you talk to a liberal, they're like, we don't need anything from the red states. All the liberals will say is, well, so many people are on welfare and food stamps in Mississippi and Alabama and blah, 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 blah. And they'll say, oh, we don't need anything from you. The food's all grown in California. That's all you hear from a liberal. Okay. It's like, okay, yes, your bean sprouts and stuff like that are, all your organic food. Hey, great. You know what? California does grow a lot of food. Not going to deny that. Okay. Except when there aren't wildfires or droughts, so yeah, the thing that the left does not get is there's not a whole lot that they make that we need. There's plenty that we want, but there's not much that they make that we need. So, Okie Forge, every couple of minutes we get a beep. I don't know what it is. I keep the computer on mute when I'm here, so I'm not hearing if there's a beep. I don't know if it's not on my end that I know of. Star Watcher, if I can't make it, I still want an XL. Well, if there's ones left over afterwards, like I said, I'm going to buy them, but I'll sell them back at cost. It's not like I'm going to try to make money off of these things. But if I've got extras, I'll let you know if I've got extras when they come back. Amy Peacock, my sister and I made a Sam's haul today. Now we're prepping it for long term. There you go. If you're canning it or doing, the meats, the hams, the chickens, whatever it is, hey, if you can do that stuff up, go for it. Rob S, hey, if is China preparing for a war with the U.S.? Absolutely. Okay, they've already told their populace to prepare for war. They did that a few months back. So I don't know if they're preparing it defensively. Something with China is going to be interesting. I'd have to think that China would be the aggressor. Okay, because I don't really think there's anything militarily in China that we want to go after. Okay, I think the American population is pretty much sick of war right now anyway. Last thing we want to do is, hey, we just got out of 120 years in Afghanistan, even though it was a complete clustercluck how we got out of there. I don't think the public's going to go, yeah, let's just go fight China now. Okay. I think China would have to be the aggressor. And then I think the American public would be totally supportive on a defensive posture. Taiwan is the iffy one. What happens there? I'm going to sneeze, I think. Excuse me. Okay. let's see, where are we? Catgirl66. Hey, Pinball, were you able to get that pig farm stopped? No idea what you're talking about. The beeping is my phone, guys. I've got my phone on mute. So if it's my phone, maybe that's when somebody's sending me an email or something like that. I got everything shut off. I don't know. So, just sorry. I know you just don't want to see my fingers pointing around. Yeah, everything, all the volumes are shut off. So I don't know. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Sorry about that. Northern Ozark Homestead. Any recommendations on a fruit press? I don't have one, so I really can't help. Heather, thank you for the super chat. Heard from a friend of a friend's second cousin. Yeah, in other words, a reliable source. That more people entered the U.S. illegally today than those were at the Capitol. Yet only one publicly funded fence. Well, yeah, and that's actually true. If you guys saw, today was the March for January 6th. If you caught this, there were about 100 people that showed up for it. There were 200 members of the press and cops galore in riot gear. Fences around the Capitol and everything like that. The National Guard was authorized to have 100 people go to it. For 100 freaking people. I want to know what the cost per protester was to defend the Capitol today. I mean, it's got to be in the thousands of dollars per protester. There were a freaking 100 people there, guys. That was it. It was nothing, okay? And again, we know why it was nothing, because this was all a ruse by the media creating something like this to get people to go so they could go, oh, look at how all the Republicans, blah, blah, blah. No, okay? Flowing Brook, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, the March for J6 was such a crock. I mean, just stupid. 100 people showed up. So, there's nothing to it. Okay, everybody's having fun with the beeps. Richard Dakin, really feel bad for Australia. Glad to see they're standing up to the stinking tyrants. God bless them. Yeah, and that's what I said. If you saw the other video, I've got a video clip on there that came out. But the catch is, in that video, if you watch the police, right, very instantly, the police kind of get off to the side and go, crap, I'm not getting trampled. I'm not getting run over, that's their job. I get it. Okay. But you wonder, when you see them do that, you wonder if their heart's in it. Okay. They're doing their job, but they're not going to risk their life for it. So, there's the difference where all those protesters are literally running into harm's way. The cops are running away from harm. So I get the feeling that their heart isn't in, they don't believe in what they're doing, which is good. Okay. Too many comments on the beeps. Yeah. Montana Grizz fan, ain't that the truth? Why can we have a fence around the Capitol but not a fence around the USA? I'll take that one better for you guys, in case you know this one, in case you don't. We all know the stories on resettling Afghan refugees, right? They're settling them in almost every state. I think there's 47 states that they're resettling. Wyoming's one they're not, and there's a couple other ones that they're not. Guess where else is not getting any Afghan resettlement? Washington, D.C. They're not sending any of them there. Gee, I wonder why. Again, the NIMBY principle, not in my backyard. The Congress is, Oh, we've got to bring them in. We've got to give them places to live. We've got to do something like this. But don't bring them to Washington where we're at. And, I don't think they're resettling them next to Nancy Pelosi's mansion, you know, or Chuck Schumer's house or anything like that. They're not going to those neighborhoods. They're going to the neighborhoods like you and I live in. Tammy Eaker, the cost of the protesters was more than I make in a year. You and me both. Uh, Sunshine me, ain't that the truth? You say the thing that the left doesn't understand is if it's singular. Well, the answer to that question, the thing that the left doesn't understand, is called life. David Dotson, any specific gold coin I would recommend? No, and chances are you'd probably get a 1 ounce bar for less than the cost of a 1 ounce coin. So I'd just buy the 1 ounce bar. Again, y'all know me on the precious metals thing. I care less how pretty it looks. I'm buying it for the precious metals content. Okay, if it's a buffalo head silver or it's a eagle or whatever it is, they look pretty, sure. Okay. But I don't care. I'm not a coin collector. I'm a silver stacker for this. Okay. This is wealth preservation when I do it. All I care about is the silver, or all I care about is the gold. So whatever's cheaper, if I want to buy 1 ounce of gold, I'm assuming here, or 1 ounce, I'm assuming, because you're talking about specific gold coin, I'm going to look and go, what's the cheapest way I can get 1 ounce of gold? Is it in a coin? Is it in a bar? What's it in? Okay. And that's what I buy. Frugal living on the ranch. Am I following the La Palma volcano situation? Yes, I'm paying attention to it. Okay. I'm not. I did a video on this the other day, with the whole Hal Turner bullshit. That he got, here's the guy who's the felon. Who got the call on his encrypted phone from his friends at the FBI at 2:00 in the morning saying, everybody better get out and pack a suitcase and get off the East Coast and get 40 miles inland. Okay. If you go through and read the stuff, yes, the island is, earthquakes. There's, not major ones, but not minor ones either. Volcano, potential. And yes, the geologists and the seismologists and everything say that this 100-foot tidal wave could happen sometime in the next 100,000 years. That's what the geologists and seismologists say. Okay. So, yes, I'm watching it, but the biggest key to me that there isn't anything to worry about right now is they haven't evacuated the island itself. There's 85,000 people that live on La Palma, and they haven't been evacuated. If those people haven't been evacuated, then I'm thinking that this is not something anybody's worried about yet. So, yes, I kind of pay attention to it, but it's not high on the radar. Sure, if something like that crazy went off, yeah, I'll let you know, okay? If we've got 8 hours to get inland, I'm already far enough inland, trust me, I'll let you know. But I think at that point, you're going to know probably from somewhere besides me, like air raid sirens or something like that. Devin Carroll shows how scared our government is of its citizens. I don't think the government's scared of the citizens. I think they're worried because the citizens are unpredictable. Okay, that's the thing. And I touch on that in the video I did this afternoon over on prepping. Was the one thing that scares the crap out of the government is the 2A, and they know if they start doing something silly, we can fight back. And that's right now the Second Amendment is, in my opinion, is the only thing that is holding the world together. Sunset Thanksgiving is not about turkey. Agreed. It's about football. Derek Gardner, my predictions on 2022. I'll give you those on New Year's Eve. That's when I do my predictions. And then New Year's Day, I will go over my last year's predictions and see how good I was. Uh, I guess keep talking about nothing I can do about it, guys. I did the same thing on my phone that I've done every other time. I don't know why it's going goofy, and I'm not getting emails, so I don't know why it's vibrating. Uh, I apologize for this. I don't know what to tell you though. I don't know if there's anything I can even do about it. Let's see if I can. All right, so we took off vibrate, so let's see if that helps. Sunset, do I think China's worried about our Second Amendment? Yes, but not in the way you think. Okay, this is the same reason that the Japanese said they didn't want to attack the U.S. mainland in World War II. That there was a rifle behind every blade of grass. Okay, the Chinese are probably thinking the same thing. You know, everything is very unpredictable. You don't know if there's weapons in this house. You don't know if there's weapons in my neighbor's house. So again, they've got to be more cautious by doing something. And the thing is, with high speed communication that we have now, I mean, cell phones, computers, whatever it would be, this is why so many of these things won't work. Is because if, for example, all of a sudden the Chinese are in Maynardville, okay, which is 25 minutes away from me, it's nearest town. If they're there, I'm going to know way faster than they're going to be able to get here. So in the 25 minutes it takes them to get there, I've now got completely set up for, if somebody in Maine, because I know people in Maynardville, somebody calls me up and says, hey, Pinball, you know what? The Chinese are heading your way, with APCs or whatever. I've got 25 minutes before they get here. It's the old story about the cops, you can drive as fast as you can. You can't outrun a radio. Same thing works the other way. So what you got to worry about is if communications all go down, if all of a sudden we have no internet, no cell phones, that's when you can worry that something's going to happen, because that's the only way they'd be able to do something in the U.S. If they shut down communications, that would be the only way they'd be able to do something first in the U.S., because then everybody would be kind of blind. North of the 52nd, thoughts on joining a state militia for an organized response in time of need. I thought about it here, and I actually contacted the Tennessee State Guard and thinking about doing it. But you've really got to look at what you are capable of doing. I mean, time commitment and training and everything of the sort. I think it's a good idea, but it's not for everybody. Just if it's a state militia, that one I'd agree with. Depending on what the mindset of the state militia is too. Okay, if the mindset of the state militia is, Gavin Newsom is the one that you're answering to, then hell no. Okay, if they're following Ron DeSantis, then maybe yes. Okay, because if Bill Lee, the governor here in Tennessee, says, you know what, you're going to go out and start rounding up citizens like this camp that supposedly they're advertising for in the state of Washington, hell no, I don't want anything to do with that. Okay. It just shut to the bottom, so I got to find you guys again. Up to the top we go. Okay. Whoops. Actually, I'm staying ahead of it here. America First. What do I predict will happen next with the vax? We got to see how this first thing goes with this over 100 people. Okay, there was a story today that the government employees union is now not going to argue with Biden, but you're already hearing stories all over the place about companies losing employees and like crazy. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But this one's got to play out before they try the next one. But like I said, I still think this is just a fear tactic. Diane Lashek, I live in a large city. I couldn't get any silver coins in two shops near me. The owner said there's a big demand. Oh, yeah, there's a huge demand. Uh, and again, if you have not watched it, go watch the video I put up a couple of months back. It's how to buy silver as a prepper. The easiest way to get silver right now, because it's the same way as the dealers are getting it, is to go straight to, or the coin shops, is to go straight to the bullion dealers. And so on that page is, there's a website that I mention all the time. It's called comparesilverprices.com. And it'll show you the prices and the availability of what the bullion dealers, all the bullion dealers have. Now, mind you this, that's the same place that the coin shops are buying them from. Okay. So you're going straight to the manufacturer, if you will. So I have found that you are going to get a significantly better price buying straight from the bullion dealers than you are from the coin shop, because the coin shop's buying from the same bullion dealers, and then of course they need to make a profit, so they're going to mark it up too. So why not just avoid the coin shop altogether and buy it straight from the dealer? Montana Grizz fan, I'm sure there are government infiltrators at the protest in Washington today. Absolutely. I mean, no question whatsoever that was there. Trying to find out what they could. Problem is, they could have walked around in I think it was 30 minutes that the protest lasted. It's either 30 or 90, because I heard conflicting stories. They could have talked to every single person there. JM at the Nut House, how many Haitian refugees are being sent to the District of Corruption? Yeah, well, if they're not sending any Afghans, I'm guessing they're not sending any Haitians either. There are no jobs in D.C., Robert Bates. Yeah. No, there's plenty of jobs. There's just nobody that does them. I mean, I can think of 545 jobs that should have openings here pretty quick. RDB 1934, I wish they would resettle me to Tennessee. It's nice, but it ain't all, this isn't utopia, okay? Just like anywhere else, we got our problems too. Excuse me. Naomi Harrison beeps could be you were monitored. Fine. Monitor me all you want. I don't care. I'm a win-win. I got the book today 1 second after and almost scared to start it. It's not a scary book. It's just an eye-opening book. It will make you think, and it's a good read. But it will definitely make you think. It's one of those books that's hard to put down once you start reading it. Overwatch, send them to Cali. They'll just leave. I don't know. I think you have to know how to speak Spanish to live in California now, though. Susan Seabest, recommend a good small fixed blade utility knife. It's not on the table before. The one that I showed in the Battle Belt video is a good one. I call it a Morakniv, but somebody said it's a Morakniv, Morakniv. It's a nice 4-inch blade. Small knife and very sharp, everything carbon steel. So I mean, that's a good knife, and it's about $15-20. So for inexpensive and good blade, that one I like. You're looking for something small, that's what it is. I mean, if you want a good knife, the next thing I'm gonna tell you is get a K-bar, but that ain't small. So CU3SS, I'm guessing buy junk silver, old dimes, nickels, etc. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say it's still about $1.40 worth of coins is about an ounce of silver. So, was it 4 quarters and 4 dimes is about an ounce of silver. So, but make sure you're checking the prices on that. If you can get 4 quarters and 4 dimes for $20. That's a good price, because right now it's $22.50 or something like that for an ounce of silver. If it's $25 for 4 quarters and 4 dimes, screw it, then it's too much. So, you got to know how to do those comparisons too. Rossman 907. I heard they are starting to evict people for being involved in minor traffic laws, like a speeding ticket. I don't even know how the hell that could even be possible because it's not like your landlord has access to your motor vehicle record. So yeah, I'd have to see where the hell that's coming from because that seems to be a real stretch putting those together. Not saying it's not possible, but I need to see something on that. Margie Melendi, there's talk about sending the Haitians to Tennessee, especially the Nashville area. Of course, because that's what Biden's trying to do. He's trying to infiltrate all the red states and cause problems. That's what he's doing. Elizabeth Nelson, I'm converting my 401k to hold silver right now. I think that's a very good idea. Lorna, Pinball's video ticked people off. Love it. He speaks the truth. Yeah, I have a tendency to do that. I always laugh when I put a video up and it's like, oh, gee, look, I just lost 7 subscribers and gained 10. It's like, okay, I don't care. It just doesn't matter. People want to listen to me, they can listen to me. If they don't, they don't. I always love the people who have to announce, I'm not listening to you anymore. And I go, and I don't give a shit. So goodbye. Nobody asked you to come in the first place. Stay if you like, leave if you don't. It doesn't matter. I don't watch people that I don't like either. If you don't like what I have to say, leave. That's fine. It's not going to hurt my feelings. You think, oh my God. No. Gene Blair, he never said that. I don't know what you're mentioning there. Derek Gardner, don't worry, it's just HLS listening in. Okay. Southernmost Illinois, I have no intention of quitting. My work tells me if not jabbed by the 29th, they will consider me voluntarily resigned. Any suggestions or advice? No, you didn't voluntarily resign. As long as you keep going to work, you did not resign. Simple as that. They can consider you voluntarily resigned. That's fine. But the state will not consider you voluntarily resigned. If you're in the office and they tell you to leave, that's not resigning. That's getting fired. So, no. Do not sign anything that says you resign. Okay? Make them fire you. And then sue. Frankie B's, why don't Texas send all their immigrants to Washington, D.C.? Because it costs money, and the feds can print it, Texas can't. Charlie Tuna, never will watch the NFL again. Yeah. Oh, I'm right there with you. I mean, I've basically given up. The only sport I'll watch is hockey. Baseball's gone totally woke, after the whole All-Star game thing. Football I gave up on as soon as Kaepernick started taking a knee. I mean, I got a kick at to tell you how much I don't even pay attention to football. We were at the little diner Thursday, somewhere thereabouts. Mrs. P and I stopped in for a late breakfast real quick. And there was a sign up there on, the thing you see all the time. Obviously here it was the University of Tennessee. And I was like, oh, geez, they've already played 2 games already. I didn't even realize it. And then I saw something yesterday. It's like, oh, the first week of the NFL is already over. It's like, oh, I didn't even know it started. Don't care. Dope Heathen, talk more of the CB radio. I don't know what more you want me to talk about. I think it's a very good thing to have. Now, again, it's not going to be your primary. It may be your secondary, depending on what's going on. But, everybody's in a different situation as to what you need. If you're, in a city, let's say you're, in Louisville, Kentucky, all right? A CB may be my secondary. Why? Because I can gather a lot of information. There's a whole lot of truck traffic that you can hear information coming through on. That's possible. For me here, not going to be my secondary because there isn't a whole lot of incoming traffic, I'm going to pick up on a CB. So, there's pros and cons for every radio, like I kind of talked about the other day. So, but one of the nice pros of a CB is it's mobile intelligence gathering. So, you can use the CB and pick up people within a couple of miles from you, and it's only going to be within a couple of miles because the reach isn't going to go that much further if you're in a car. So you're going to know what's coming up in front of you or what's behind you or whatever, so you can prepare accordingly for it. Tammy Eaker, I've not heard any beeps in a while. Okay, because I shut off vibrate, so hopefully that's what it was. The seven Hoffman girls pinball news channel can cover non-prepper happenings. I know, but this is still a prepper channel, and I give you guys enough of the news, but it's got to be something that this is just me, okay? Got to be something that deals with prepping, Sure, I could be CNN and spend a half an hour talking about the Kardashians, okay? Trust me, I don't want to read 2 seconds about what's going on in the Kardashians. I don't care. But, I kind of focus on what I think is important to all of us. Purring Lady, will the 2022 midterm election be honest? Yeah, right. I guess you know how one will know that? We'll know that Tuesday. Because I want to see how the Canadian election goes Monday. All right, there's a special election in Canada on Monday. And right now, from everything that I'm reading, it's a dead heat. Okay, Trudeau never expected he had a chance of losing, and it's a dead heat. Now, if it comes out that Trudeau suddenly wins 60% of the vote, then I'm going to tell you, no, they're not going to be honest. If Trudeau loses, then I'll tell you they might be honest. But, the Democrats been practicing cheating like crazy. I mean, take a look what just happened in California the other day. Republicans going to the polls being told they'd already voted. Okay, it's the polls just opened. Oh, you've already voted. No, I didn't. I couldn't have. You just opened the polls, So, yeah, it's crooked. We know this, all right? I mean, anybody who says otherwise is a moron. But the only way the Republicans are going to win an election at this point is if the vote is so overwhelmingly red that there's no way they can cheat. So what it comes up with right now is in order for the Republicans to win an election, they need to win probably 70% of the vote. Good luck. There was a story today about somebody interviewing college students, campus reform, if you guys ever look at that. And the majority of college students think the Constitution needs to be rewritten. Figure that one out, okay? How the hell you got into college with that belief, I have no idea. Amy, thank you for the super chat. Brandy, thank you as well. I do appreciate both of you. Brandy, I don't understand. Star is proof and wallet. Sub-issue, game of chess. I'm not understanding. 10,000 Brazilians in Texas. Oh my God. Brazilians, Haitians, Mexicans, Ecuadorians, Guatemalans, Salvadorans. Jeez. Pretty soon, it's going to be funny pretty soon in the United States when citizens are a minority. Derek Gardner, pinball, is China a patsy? Oh, hell no. The advantage China has over us is they've got 4-1 to people, okay? If you think of the Revolutionary War, okay, and how they fought battles there, had a line of people. China could send 2 people at us on suicide missions and still have twice as many people as us if they didn't kill anybody. So, yeah, no, China's no patsy at all. Moldy Soldier, pinball, can you name your favorite budget-friendly solar power? Guys, I can't find anything that I don't like about that EcoFlow Delta 1300, okay? Like I said, I got it for around $800 on Wellbots. That's the website, WELLBOTS. I bought the refurbished ones. They work like they're brand new to me. All 3 of them work perfect. Somebody told me they had a problem with one. They returned it. They got another one, okay? but for 800 or some odd dollars, it's more powerful than the Jackery that costs $500 more. And like I told you, the biggest thing that I find is a plus for this is the charge speed. I can charge that thing up in 1 hour off of AC power. I can plug it into a wall for an hour, it runs. It's 100% charged. Jackery or a Blue Eddy takes 8 hours to do that. Now, if I get 11 hours of running my refrigerator out of 1 hour of power on the outlet, that's a good deal because, as I said, in a grid down situation, obviously I'm going to use solar to try to charge the thing. Okay. But if I have a day like today where I can't and I need to run my refrigerator, I can run my gas generator for 1 hour, charge my solar up completely, 100% complete, and run my refrigerator 11 hours, as opposed to charging my refrigerator with the gas generator and running 11 hours worth of gas. So that's the big difference, the big reason I think of that. Ace, thank you for the super chat. I'm boring you with all the talk about the Kardashians and the NFL. There you go. Yeah, boring me too. Has Drupal 121. China doesn't care about losing tons and tons of people. Look at the Korean War when they got involved. Exactly. Okay. The Chinese, to Xi Jinping, the Chinese are just, they're disposable. Gee, we get rid of you and just bring the next guy in. That's what I said. They could send up half the population as suicide bombers. The government doesn't care. Okay. And they go, so we still got twice as many people. So, all right. It's 10 o'clock. One more. Charlie Tuna, biggest army in the world is the American deer hunter. Yeah. Or the American veterans. I'd say that would work too. So, all right, guys, we made it to 10 o'clock. North, if you are doing your cleanup crew, you're usually around about 10 minutes afterwards. So if you just want to let everybody know if you are going real quick, North Shore is going to do his. We will go from there. El Bryant, only 7 o'clock here in Pacific time zone. Those of us in the East Coast, we got to go to bed. So, no live stream tonight for North Shore. Sorry, guys. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. Pinball out.